Hi, I'm Kenetor and thanks for joining me for the 2020 Week 4 Progress Report. If you're new here, please do subscribe and hit the bell to get notifications for the latest Starbase news. Now let's get to it. While a lot of you liked last week's quote from Lowry, due to hinting at the alpha that could be soon, I thought it could be fun to find something each week from him. So here's the Lowry quote of the week. So while he was in the game testing and playing around, he had a cargo crate bug which caused him to lose his cable tool. Furious, he proceeds to chop up the crates with his axe, using all the gamer rage he could muster. That is, until he realised the debris from his chaotic hacking had damaged his ship's cables. Being over an hour away from the station, the ship filled with a large haul of asteroids that couldn't be abandoned, the dilemma struck. What to do? With the FCUs that control the balanced output of the ship's thrusters having been disconnected and no way to fix the cables, even with spare cables on him, without the tool, they were useless. Then genius strikes. He could use his universal tool to directly control the ship's thrusters. With some trial and error and some live YOLO coding, he managed to find the correct values for the thrusters to fly straight, plus a bit of steering, and get back to the station safely and cash in his haul. Now that's a pretty cool experience. It's like something out of Star Trek and Scotty doing some engineering magic with the warp engines. I can't wait to see all the stories from the community on special gaming moments like this when the time comes. Now onto that update. The main design features worked on last week were the mock-up design for the assembly job workstation layout, so all workstations can be identical and fit well. The assembly hall, for those that don't know yet, is another starter job, much like the mining hall. Here you assemble different modules and components and receive credits for each one that you do. A good way of practicing building small objects as well as earning some of your first credits. An issue where the mining backpack inventory icons were not visible in game has been fixed. Font, text locations, names and other changes have been made to the player profile page. Tax related design has been worked on with new tax values tested, and the mining laser statistics and damage have been adjusted. With station design this week, there is a new starting station. Capital Imperial A has been created and added to the universe. The threshold in the marketplace hangar module has been lowered since it caused players to get stuck, and blueprint terminals have been removed from takeoff docks. Spaceship design work has been the Velez armor plating, it's been improved and propellant tanks fixed, and the beam structure near the rear triangle thruster stack on the Ithaca V4 has been reinforced. Onto the gameplay updates now. Ship LODs warping out of place when viewing client warps to a new cell have been fixed. Quick note on this one, I don't think this is warp travel tech, but just terminology used to explain a player moving from one piece of space to another. Seems Frozen Byte have possibly broken space down into smaller areas to help simplify the game. Camera panning fixes have been made. Issues with missile thruster propellant consumption have been fixed and tested. Torque adjustments were made and an issue fixed with Torpedo YOLO. Rotation and translation by thrust has been adjusted. Effect support added on Torpedo maneuver thrusters, and ship prices can now be configured. Pretty handy if you need to buy a ship. UI work this week has been an issue with the bank's inventory scrollable items not clipping correctly was fixed. A bug where newly created characters were not able to equip weapons has also been fixed. Ores brought to the backpack from the shop will now be stacked and merged with current ores in the inventory. Material amount brought in is now in kilovoxels instead of just voxels. The item on the backpack slot is now spawned and removed when the item on the large backpack slot changes. Swapping items via quick bar, only unequipping current item on the hand has been fixed. Backpack changes not reacting to swapping has also been fixed. The item shop code has been refactored. A message of the day has been added to the main menu and an info box added to it, and a common function for click to edit input boxes has been added. Audio news this week is player context tracking has been improved. Context tracking has been added for projectile to environment collisions, and the first iteration of battle logic now works. Our single renderer update this week is depth scaling has been added to particle emit rates. This is going to be another one of those small changes that will affect performance in probably a great deal, especially for those with older systems. Onto the station art updates. We have the assembly hall LODs have been updated. and the VIS main hall exterior decoration with windows placed in loading docks and other floors. Weapon art this week includes proper textures and paint jobs added for the Sentinel rifle. Sentinel rifle now has a third-person reload animation, and torpedo trail effects have been updated and new explosion effects made for the hit. And lastly, other updates this week are snapping points and rotations of multiple models have been fixed. Slanted triangles have also been fixed. The combat shield orientation and positions have been fixed. A new 3D stars single object has been made and the skybox updated. The cargo crate was updated. The lid won't clip with the crate itself anymore. Thruster nozzle textures have been fixed. Problems with the voxel generation in the displays of the modular control asset featured last week have been fixed. Preliminary HUD icons for the transponder states have been made. Rank plates for the drone's armor sets have been made. Asteroid base material adjustments were made. Sit animations when wielding a weapon or tool have been worked on. Landing animation for the pickaxe. Crouched relaxed in and out animations for the rifle and pickaxe have been polished. Distance scaling to existing weapon effects is being implemented. Particle visibility on plasma turret tests is now underway, and the beam for the weaker laser cutting tool has been updated. For this week's video, I'd like to highlight a torpedo update which could have significant meta implications. Torpedoes can now be laser guided. It is yet to be seen if there will be a handheld version of this, but I can certainly see a small and fast ship being designed with minimal dogfight weapons to slip into a fleet through the chaos of battle to help them aim a long-range torpedo barrage. I'll be looking out for more information on how the laser pointer is paired with the torpedo, as having multiple could confuse the guidance system or could be used by your enemy to divert them. All in all, a lot of smaller fixes this week. It seems focus has shifted to running through a fresh player experience and seeing what pops up for fixing, as well as usability fixes for inventory, which was big on the list for sorting before launch. And although another week closer, we still have no news on the closed alpha start date or who's in it yet. But that's all for this week. Feel free to join me on my Discord to talk more about Starbase, there's a link for that below. If you'd like to help my channel grow, be sure to hit that like button and share the video with your friends. Until then, I'll see you in the next one. Kenetor, out.